Right now, we are in Mental Health Awareness Week, and today we want to give you some tools to tackle the impacts of the pandemic. We spoke to a doctor with Kaiser Permanente Fresno who says locally there's been an uptick in people seeking addiction treatment and residents suffering from suicidal thoughts. Our Brody Logan found out the signs and symptoms we should look for and how to embrace the positive parts of your life.
We now bring in Michael Nunez, a licensed clinical social worker with Kaiser Permanente Fresno. Now, October is known as World Mental Health Month. So, Michael, I'm curious, what impact overall has the pandemic had on our mental health?
You know, it's had quite a big impact on mental health and addictions. You know, there was a recent survey that was done where 41% of the individuals that were surveyed showed some impact with depression, anxiety, or addiction issues.
What impact is being felt beyond just, say, worries about the virus itself?
There are a lot of collateral damage or collateral damages related to the pandemic. So people are not only worried about getting the virus, but they're also worried about their jobs, their finances. The impact on marriages and families has also been felt because it's been stressful in all those different areas as well.
What are some signs people should look out for if maybe they're worried about a loved one, a friend going through this?
Some of the signs that they should look out for is being withdrawn, isolating, and with isolating it's kind of tough now because we're all isolating to a certain degree. But looking for signs of being withdrawn, depressed, not finding any kind of enjoyment in things that maybe they used to enjoy, being short or extra irritated with friends or family, and then of course increase in use of alcohol or drugs. Those are all signs that we should be looking out for.
What about behavioral health issues, especially say in kids or young adults and them trying to navigate this new school from home, and then our schools open back up and then they don't see their friends? What should we look out for there?
Yeah, that's especially tough, I think, for kids. And I think some kids can adapt a little bit better than other kids. Some kids that are really social, there's a bigger impact on those kids. Kids that seem a little bit more introverted, and maybe they're already looking at the computer screen a lot as it is. I think they're less impacted. But I think that with kids, it is important to try to maintain some sense of normalcy, and doing things like having chats with their friends via Zoom or some other kind of video platform. I know of kids that are, they have sleepovers via Zoom. So just doing different things like that to still maintain some kind of connection with our friends, I think is really important.
Just for all of us, maybe people who aren't feeling the clinical level of depression, but there's so much stress in the world right now, every day, so much going on. It wears down on all of us. What are some things we can all do kind of day to day to try to lift that burden and maybe feel a little better day to day?
Yeah. So there are a few things. I specialize in a kind of therapy called cognitive behavior therapy. And with this type of therapy, I think we can learn some important lessons from this type of therapy. And one is that our thoughts play a huge role in how we feel. So if we wake up in the morning and we think, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through another day, or this pandemic is never going to end, then I think we're going to feel worse. But if we think, today's another day, what can I do to make my day positive? What can I do to be active and do things that I still enjoy as much as I can? I think changing our thinking is really, really important. It's not necessarily the situations that cause us a lot of stress, but rather how we look at these situations. So by changing some of the things that we think and some of the things we say to ourselves, I think that helps tremendously in a situation like this. I think also things like, gratitude, keeping a gratitudes list of things that you're, grateful for. Because it's really easy now during this pandemic and with everything going on in the world to see all the negative things. But I think it's important for us to also take a moment to look for the things that we're grateful for. We also need to, I think, teach ourselves to pay attention to the positive things in life.
Of course, of course. Michael Nunes, thank you so much. Along the lines of trying to express gratitude, one of your tips, I wanted to make sure to do that. Thank you for joining us today. A lot of helpful tips navigating this pandemic.
Well, thank you much.